we go. Are busy, so not time to make anything for ticket. As a reminder, I have developed Dash and Apush things about tickets and about tickets, yeah. So the first thing I didn't call as time goes on as tickets, she went as if tickets the shunas and kippers and all kinds of stuff, and things very much change, and also depending on what situation is in life, what Matthias is, and all kinds of different contextual changes. And one of the things is like let's do Katazastik is let's do Red von der Sachen, getracht von der Sachen, in der
In a half mile, keep right at the fork to continue on I-87 South. Follow signs for New York City, Sawmill Parkway South.
Yeah, so the kid said, I think one of the things where we have to call progress, or actually we can't say progress, is a certain discussion. So good Sachen darf werden alle fein.
Keep right at the fork to continue on I-87 South.
Bijna de 16, de 20 en ik kan lernt alle mijn shooting of stickers.
Continue for 9 miles.
En had zin dat ik gewoon is en had dat een certain meaning en zei mijn payment ja mijn payment as raar. And eventually I think that things have to become, in order to progress a bit on MSDIC, on meer breiter, relatief stukken we have to do. Things have to become alified. That's like literally alified in the sense as the wet belag, met een boot en andere zaken. Op aanjuut geweest, gewoon een sari, dat stem gewoon een wijzen, and all of those things in the end have to become into just letters, and from those letters we maakt nieuwe zaken, nieuwe brieven, nieuwe words, new sentences, new stories. So certain things we have to stop thinking that they're the zaak, that they're the kids. Ze weten als alle bij, ze weten de video's van Odyssey. Dus van een boot zegt, nee, mag zo wat. Van deze boot zegt, dan zag mensen weer in de stok. Dan zag even people that we respect, people that they take things seriously, and they often get stuck in certain things and trying certain words, certain pictures, certain concepts, and that become like kocht toch nog dezelfde zaak dat je kocht, de gimmel, the lower, the basics, dat werden als we alle feiten. We have to transcend that, but we just become into other files, become into letters, and then those things nicht die Richtung macht. But die Sachen werden als Sachen noch so schnell und bedreht sich zu tun. Das ist, wenn man stellt zusammen, like dynamics, etc. Anyway, so about tickets, there's 2 or 3 main concepts of about sogenannte Containment with kochtig werken deze tickets. And those are the items extra simcha and that's tiny, and it's really rare somehow for Yiddish Yom Tov to be so explicitly happy and so explicitly life affirming. Although Baruch Hashem, the Mefashim, the Tzadikim, they managed to make tickets also somehow sad, and what can Hanashan Rabbin to convince us like I'm buying Kili, that was the idea. But originally, Ezra, please be quiet. And originally, it was about being happy and really affirming life and really celebrating with the Dalet Amina, mit Sachen mit Wachsen, mit Sachen mit Leben, mit Menschen, mit Houses, mit Afrika, mit der ganz plain simple. Sie machen lebendig. Und wenn es versteht mehr Pneumiastik und mehr bei ihm kanesische verantwortliche Sachen, all these rituals that they become very much, they werden alle and they become very much ingrained into you, that they're supposed to, that certain certain sneeze that's supposed to make you happy. If you dance, you get happy. But the gift in a certain way, and it has to be do with happiness. Maybe there's some physical reasons for that, but there's also like mental reasons and all these concepts of trying, and it doesn't finish because there's so many prutim. If someone cares about all these prutim, chocolate the leader, the rechte zaat and the linke zaat, and machen a couple of the leader, machen a couple of the toilet, and the fine air, and the fine air, and then we change the leader, so we don't let's make only the rovers, and now let's go on the sick, and now let's do this. And all these things, they're all very elaborate rituals to affirm life, to make happiness, to bring out a certain power, a certain focus of being alive and celebrating all the realities of being alive in a very powerful, life-affirming sense. And do I know about this? All the kids learn it, and the steps in the Tasha, and macht sich es. I was in my second cycle in Israel, which we should have said in the second Paisa, which couldn't call the Pshat to have to Kasha, because that's, of course, even according to the Pusik that said, keep us because they shaved him, but not a regular. That's not how the second started. It started from the Chagos, the Harvest Festival, and then I said, okay, the second is going to be a Zach for the Non-Agos, but the Harvest Festival, machen wir the Harvest, nicht bei der Beiste. But anyway, the Torah looked up Shat, also mit dem Wasser, als es Farah Mitzvah, als Kili se wird kalt. And I think that this is one of the most the Pshatas, the most king, the ganze idea of Sikkas, this is not even, because the whole idea of Sikkas was to celebrate life, and to celebrate reality, and to be part of reality, and to bring in the feld, all these things that us, even, especially, it's fascinating that it survived until now, this idea of taking some branches, and some trees, and some fruits, and we live in like a very disconnected society from this kind of thing, and for a long time already, and somehow survived this whole crocodile. But then the Tar, he lived in somewhere where it was cold, and it wasn't even the time of the harvest. And he said, so this shows that the mitzvah, that we're doing the Sikkah just l'shem mitzvah, not l'shem having stamach, shmak Sikkah. But the Kurdim call, I should see, it's look in the Rambam, in the Michem, look to take a pink vaca. They said that Sikkah is in this time because like a shmak tzat, and it's too high in the middle of the summer, it would be too hot, and in the middle of the winter it's too cold. But now it's being the richtige tzat, the richtige tzat is going to Sikkah, it's the shmak. So the Rambam, he had it more straight, his Tamei is more in line with the reality and with just being part of life, and also maybe because he lived in a different climate and his reality was different. But basically that is the real trap. And if you look even in Chazal, when they talk about the certain problems of Sikkah, which the famous Moran Avedazura about the Goyim, the guy in Macht Sikkah, and the guy in Rotleif, the Gemur doesn't say it's hard to rain and it got too cold. That was not even their concern. Their concern was that it can become too hot. And like the Chamanatikas, it was too high, so they have to run out of the Sikkah. And they push the shot of the Sikkah, all the London know Sikkah for itself. The Sikkah is made that should be geschmacked. In the summer you have a Sikkah because the heat, the concept of the Sach is the opinion from the Zin. It shouldn't
in 2 miles, take exit 4 toward Cross County Parkway, Mile Square Road.
Anyway, so this is the first concept, and every line the people have to see what we're part of it, and some of it we do from Adap, and some of it we care about, and some of it Manach, and some of it Jaiva, and the Free, and the Mitzvot, but all these ways are meant to bring a big real massive of Simcha, and people that understand how that happens, and even macht a massive of Simcha, and the Shabbos Bechev, Shabbos Bechaim, that's the concept of massive society, of Shittah. That's the first thing. And the zweite Sache is mehr mystical Sache, which is with Sikkis is Beker Ali Lerego. Most people they go to we see even in the Lowy, Lowy, because even the Goyim will go to Israel to the Mikdash for Sikkis, and it says in all the stories talk about the Sikkah itself being a kind of Mikdash, and kind of humble, disagreeing with someone else. My kid who was listening to a tape in Yiddish was talking about the Aliyah the Regel. So the tape talks that Yidden is going to the Mikdash, the Shvait Yeruah called the Chirchu, so I'm going to the Eibish, and I can't say the Eibish, but I'm going to gleibt the Eibish by the Mikdash.
In a half mile, take exit 4 toward Cross County Parkway, Mile Square Road.
But again, there's a distinct packet in the Pshat. Gleiben, als I was do, kann man ganz viel, kann man davon kann man sagen, auf der Gleiben kann man Gleiben in South Africa auch. If you want to go to have Best Mikdash and you want to go a little regel, Rukal, the Chech, ob staat hier Rukal, the Chech, so sein da ist der Lero, ist Leroy. Meint das haben wir gesehen, ist immer Gleiben. Die Gleiben ist kein Chachma. Gleiben kann jeder sehen, that's the thing. Who I'm talking to the video, to the world.
In 1,000 feet, merge onto Central Park Avenue.
That to gleiben, to believe in the presence of God, that's not why we have Aliyah L'Regel, that's not why we have Sikkahs. That nicht das, wie eine Kinder hat gesagt. Believe the Sikkahs and the Aliyah L'Regel is to see it, Kipshit sein. Now seeing has very much different levels, very different, everyone has their idea of how they see God. One of the things that says in the because andere they sagt Chagiga that wegen ein Dorschen bei Merkova, and apparently that there's other eyes for that.
In a quarter mile, slight right onto the Bronx River Parkway, Cross County Parkway East Ramp.
There's other Yitzchok that the Yom Tov was the time that people that were into Merkova kind of stuff and seeing God in that sense, they would do it on Yom Tov, and that was the time that they thought about these kind of things. And
continue on I-87 south for 2 miles.
And there's the thing that we were talking about always, that the mitzvahs themselves, the Dalal Minim and the Sikkah, are a certain picture of God, a certain minna of how it's and ways of understanding that in the kahunas or in the differences and chazal that as the Galilov symbolize, they give you a certain, not many things. I think it's maybe one of
in
the
2 miles, take exit 13 toward East 233th Street.
One of the most explicit pictorial, visual and like touchy, feely. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can hear it. Mitzvah is a Lilith and Esrek, and so that gives us a certain not the Gleiben is that's not Gleiben. So kind of saying whatever it is that you see, whatever it is that you feel, it should be real. It should be really very real. And I was thinking about the Shpizim that the Zohar made, and also again the Chassidim, they ruined it. So the Kotzker Rebbe said he doesn't see the Shpizim, he believes that they come. And believing is bigger than seeing. So some person once told me that probably the Kotzker Rebbe said this because that year he didn't see them. So that's why he said this story. But again, to gleiben, I've known when he came to gleiben mit Mechanik auch, it's not interesting. If the Zohar talks about the Shpizim coming to your stick and you should invite them and wouldn't make the Sachen and invite them the Shpizim and all these things. The idea is to see it, it can be in your imagination, it could be in your, but they were really making biblical figures come alive. They could take Avraham Avinu, imagine he's coming to your sick and I'll talk about him, think about him, Yitzchok, Yaakov, Moshe, all these people. So believing is not the point. You have to imagine it, you have to see it, you have to make it be alive. So that was the second thing about Sikkah I wanted to talk about. And the third thing is about, I gotta say so because I'm getting stuck.